Hi everyone, my name's Andy Harmer and I'm the Director of CLIA UK and Ireland. And over the next 15 minutes, what I want to do is just take you through some of the member benefits and some of the opportunities for you to seize the cruise opportunity. Because whilst cruising is currently paused here in the UK, if you take the last 15, 20 years, it's clear that cruising is a huge opportunity for our travel agent members. And some of that is because most cruises are booked by travel agents, but also because in 2019, the last year we had our full stats, over 2 million people from the UK took a cruise. Now, for those who don't know anything about CLIA, we are Cruise Lines International Association. And broadly, that means we bring together just over 50 different cruise lines with thousands of travel agents around the world. The idea being that together we are much stronger and that we can be here for our travel agent members with the training and events and resources that you need to seize the opportunity. So what we really want you to do is join us. So if you're not already a CLIA member, then it's really important that you come on board, because to be successful in cruise, you firstly need to know more than your customers, but you also need to feel confident in the destinations, the products, and the experiences that you talk about with your customers. And CLIA is here specifically to help you with that confidence and that information. And as I mentioned before, over 50 different cruise lines, and there you can see a list of all of our cruise line members from around the world. Some you'll recognize, some that you won't. But one thing that we do for all of our cruise line members is that we give them the opportunity to supply their news, their information, their key sales contacts, their videos, and all kinds of stuff, so that in one place on our website, you'll be able to access all of those different cruise lines, whether you currently sell them or not. So I mentioned before that it's over 2 million cruises taken by British and UK holiday makers. It's just some key facts here. The average age of a cruiser is 57. Actually, that's pretty much unchanged for the last 10 or so years. That's not because we're not a great holiday choice for families and younger couples, etc., but it's because those people in our older generations are taking more and more cruises, and so that's kept the average age at about the same as it has been for about 10 years. Average cruise duration is about 10 days. That's the average. So in some places, such as the Caribbean, it tends to be about 7 days, or for voyages from the UK down to the Mediterranean and back to the UK, that tends to be slightly longer, about 14 days. Those key destinations, and they're important because that's where you need to have the most destination information. So they are the Mediterranean, our #1 cruise destination for Brits, Northern Europe, which is #2, and that classic winter sun destination, the Caribbean, is third. What's interesting about our choice of destinations is that there's been a huge increase in interest in expedition cruising. So there was a 44% increase in cruisers going to exploration destinations such as the polar regions, for example, the Russian Far East. And meanwhile, river cruise has been one of those sectors that's really significantly grown over the last 3 or 4 years, or that continued to grow in 2018 or 2019, the year that we published those stats. Now, of course, it would be wrong of me to do a presentation at all in the travel industry without talking about our response to COVID-19. Both sectors, ocean and river, worked hard in 2020 to develop a full set of protocols to ensure the safety of our guests, our crew, and the destinations that we visit. For the river sector, there was a phased return in some European countries of some river cruising in 2020. And in ocean cruise, we similarly saw a return to service in some European countries such as Germany, Greece, and Italy. And here in the UK, we produced a very thorough document for the framework for the resumption of cruising that will see cruising resume this year. One of those protocols, just so you're aware, as an example of the protocols that we've developed, one of those is that we will have 100% mandatory testing of all passengers and crew at the start of a cruise. And I think it's a good example because I think it demonstrates how much further the cruise industry is going and has always gone. But secondly, it shows that because this is a policy across all CLIA members, there can be real clarity when talking to our customers about the protocols that we have in place for their safety, health, and well-being. Now, 2021 will be incredibly exciting. It'll be the year from the UK that we return to service, for example, but also lots of new ships coming. So 18 new river ships, again, demonstrating the continued growth in the river sector. Many of those will be based out of Europe. And then in terms of ocean cruising, 33 new ocean ships. And if you were ever in any doubt about the resilience of the cruise sector, you should know that there are still more ships on order from our shipyards than at any time in our history. Clearly, lots of confidence in the resumption of cruising globally. So many people looking forward to taking their first cruise or their next cruise, and they'll get the opportunity to do that on some brand new cruise ships in 2021. We talk a lot about the growth in cruising, and one of the things we say is that, again, in 2018, 30 million people globally took a cruise, an ocean cruise. If you compare that to some of those leading destinations, in Las Vegas, they accepted 42 million guests in the last full year to Las Vegas, only to Las Vegas. In Orlando, in a full year, 68.5 million. So 30 million for ocean cruising is small compared, and that's important because it demonstrates the size of the opportunity that this sector offers. There's a great stat there that out of 50 holiday makers, only one will take a cruise in a normal year, whatever a normal year is. And again, that demonstrates, I think, firstly, how resilient we are because we're still only a small part of the entire travel industry. But secondly, again, that size of the opportunity to convince those people who have never cruised before to take their first cruise. We continue to talk to guests and past guests, and this is a great stat for our travel agent community. 96% of those who always use a travel agent to book their holiday will cruise again. 96%. That's a massive repeat business. So when I say that we need to work hard to get those people who have never taken a cruise before to take their first cruise, that's the reason why. Once you've booked a customer on a cruise, the chances are that they will cruise again, and they will cruise again within a couple of years. So a really important stat to demonstrate the size of the opportunity. And of course, when we're talking to our customers, one of the reasons that cruise has grown so quickly and continues to offer great opportunities for the future is because of the breadth of product available. There really is a cruise holiday for everyone, from small expedition ships to big family resort style ships, to cruising on worldwide rivers, to sailing into the heart of cities, to relaxing on a yacht style ship, to ultra luxury cruising. There really is a cruise for everyone. Whatever they like to do on a holiday, you can guarantee that there'll be a cruise to match their every need. So let's just quickly go through some top tips so that you can seize the cruise opportunity. Firstly, we talked about some of the key destinations in terms of cruise for Brits, and that's the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, and then the Caribbean. You'll be delighted to know, hopefully, that we publish a set of destination guides that are exclusive for CLIA and available through our website. And that's because we expect, as customers of cruise, we expect to know those destinations that we're visiting and the types of experiences that we can have in those destinations. And embarkation ports are particularly important in our destination knowledge, and that's because those are the places where guests will fly in. They may stay overnight, they may take a city tour, they may want to know what some of the key attractions are in those embarkation ports. So in our sales guide that we send to all of our new members in 2021, again, brand new for this year, we have a special section on some of the key embarkation ports, and that's in addition to those destination guides that we have, and they sit alongside our new to river cruise guide and our new to cruise guide that also features some of those key destinations as well. Our second guide there that I mentioned is our new to river cruise guide, and again, we don't just talk about what the river experience is like, but also that key destination information. And for rivers, that's explaining why The Rhine experience is different to the Danube, for example, but also we want to showcase some of those key embarkation ports. I mentioned destination fact sheets. There's the list of those that we currently have available through our website. The others are coming soon and will be developed and launched one a month over the next 6 months, but lots of destination fact sheets coming up. And they're great because you can print them off, or you can download them to your desktop, or you can just keep them to hand for when you're talking to customers. Talking to customers, there is some key facts that I wanted to share with you today. And your role as a travel seller, as a travel professional, is crucial in providing a fantastic holiday experience. So having access to a better deal was ranked as the most important factor as to why customers booked through a travel agent. The second in the list there, and that's why we talk so much about embarkation and destination, is because your expertise on destinations is the second biggest factor. And the third one is that they want a more customized travel experience. Access to someone if something goes wrong, and a more seamless booking process. But the first of those, that more customized travel experience, well, you can only offer a customized travel experience if you know what experiences await your customers in key ports, but also on board some of our amazing cruise ships. I keep talking and using the word experience, and really that is the expression that seems to turn the customer on. And as I said before, there is a cruise for everyone, and that's because of the experiences that our cruise lines offers. So this isn't just about some of those key things that we all know about cruising, that amazing food on board, the great West End style shows on board, and the great service that our guests get on board. It's also about some of the other experiences as well, whether it's on board or ashore. And I don't know any other segment of travel that is so focused on providing incredible experiences. So they could be cooking schools, for example. They could be going below the ocean in submarines. It could be water parks for kids. It could be a whole myriad of experiences. But that's the kind of language that people understand. They understand great food. They understand family activities and experiences as well. So when talking about cruise, it doesn't all have to be about the destination experience. It can be about bringing to life those onboard experiences that they will understand and recognize from past holiday experiences. One of the other top tips that we have is actually your CLIA membership can be used as a marketing tool. So a lot of people use the CLIA logo in their promotional material, for example, or on social media to explain that they have invested in CLIA membership, and that gives them and their travel professionals access to those resources and training and events that really will ensure that you are the cruise professional. Coming up in March this year, we'll be launching the brand new Embark ID card, and we'll give details of that as we build up to its launch. But again, it's a really useful tool to show people, excuse me, that you're a member of CLIA. And thirdly, because we offer the only industry certification through our online learning academy, another great way to demonstrate how well trained you and your team are by displaying the certificates, either virtually on a website or on social media, or of course in print in a store. The other way to really impress and build confidence with your customers is to show that you know everything that's happening in the industry. And one of the things that we try really hard to do at cruising.org, which is our website, is to make sure it's packed full of the latest news, the latest trends, and the latest information. So of course you can work through to your cruise certification through the Learning Academy, but in addition to that, on our website is a whole host of resources, both the latest news, but also some of the latest interviews, whether video interviews, our podcasts, and all of that other material where we talk to experts from the industry, where they share their insights and trends and what's happening. So again, you can be absolutely at the heart of our industry. We deliver a weekly e-newsletter to all of our travel agent members, and that gives you the latest news from CLIA, the latest opportunities to learn, or the latest, for example, promotions or campaigns that we're running. So for example, at the moment, In January and February, we are running every Thursday morning our webinars, 9:30 on a Thursday, which gives us a quick snapshot of what the excuse me, the cruise lines are up to this year. And we'll share details of that in our newsletter. I keep mentioning our Learning Academy. There are 3 levels of certification. They are accredited, ambassador, and master. And essentially, you work your way through those 3 levels through our Learning Academy, but also through your own experience as well, whether it's visiting a ship or virtually visiting a ship through one of our virtual ship visit tours, for example. But all of the information of all of our courses that we have available, we have over 60 different courses available. All the details of that and also the certification levels are on our website at cruising.org. One key part of our website is a section called My CLIA, and you can see a screenshot of that on the left-hand side. Is that the left-hand side or right-hand side? I can't tell. Anyway, and so the My CLIA section is where you can go to any time when you're logged into the website, but that will give you access to all of those different sections. And I mentioned how to keep informed and up to date, but you'll see there's a special section on there on webcast videos and live learning. I've talked a lot about destination information. There's a special segment for that. We have every cruise line brochure. We have all of the ships in our ship search. We have our cruise search as well, the latest news, how to contact our cruise lines, and a load more information that you can access via My CLIA. Now, 2021 is going to be slightly different. Last year we pivoted very early on in the year, and we held a number of virtual events. Well, we'll continue to hold virtual events for our travel agent members throughout 2021, regardless of what the situation is. Our virtual events will continue, but we do hope and we look forward to being able to bring people together for our in-person events as well. It is, for example, our flagship CLIA conference, the big conference that we hold each year down in Southampton, but also our river cruise conference, where we get the opportunity to visit a river and some river ships as well. Details of those 2 in-person events will follow, but you'll also find on our website details of our virtual events as well. Our yearbook, every year we publish, is a special yearbook that celebrates the success of our travel agent members in their certification, but also looks back on some of our events. Well, that's also available now through the website. I mentioned the Wave Half Wowers. They are our special live interactive webinars that take place every Thursday morning at 9:30. They're hosted by the lovely Adele. And they have been running from January the 7th, and they'll run through to the heart of February as well, as part of our live webinar series that will continue throughout 2021. It just gives you an opportunity to hear directly from our cruise lines. Talking of which, our virtual ship tours will be back in March and April time, so look out for details of that. They proved to be incredibly popular last year, a great way to visit 4 ships in an hour's session, where you get to really understand what the guest experience will be like on board. A couple of big virtual events coming up this quarter. Firstly, our River Cruise Showcase takes place on the 3rd and 4th of March in the afternoon. Don't miss this opportunity to hear all about the growth in river cruise, what the trends and new experiences are, but also to interact and meet with our river cruise operators who are in membership as well. So details of that will be online shortly, but do save the date. And the other event to save the date for is our Luxury and Expedition Showcase, and that takes place on Thursday, the 22nd of April. And again, details of that event will be published online very soon. By the way, if you do miss any of our key events and our key virtual events particularly, then you can watch back online in our special on-demand section. And in there, lots of interviews that we've held with some of the leaders from the cruise industry, our summer school product presentations where you learn the key updates from the cruise lines, plus a number of webcasts and special webinars as well. So it's all available online if you do miss it, because we know your diaries can change. One thing excuse me, that we are looking forward to sharing with all of our members this year is brand new for 2021 is our membership and sales reference guide. Some of those key embarkation ports, all of the details you need about those, plus details of how to make best use of your membership, but it'll be posted out to you. I know we've gone old school and we will print it out and send it out to our members this year. It's really exclusive to CLIA members and something to look forward to once you do join. And a couple of other ways in which you can stay up to date. Our cruise podcast is live. You can search for it on SoundCloud or iTunes or Spotify. Simply search for CLIA, C-L-I-A. And each month we have a different discussion with our cruise line leaders, plus some of the ports or media, some great insights into what's happening in the cruise industry. And then separate to that, every Tuesday afternoon over on travel.radio, you can keep up with what's happening in the cruise industry with our special cruise show. And that's broadcast on travel.radio. So simply search for travel.radio on your internet browser. And then we are there every Tuesday afternoon between 1 and 4 with a special guest and quiz and some of the latest cruise news as well. Also new for 2021, gosh, I keep mentioning new things for 21. We will be launching very shortly our CLIA River View program. This is a dedicated program to the river cruise sector for those who want to grow their sales in the river cruise area. It will be launching very shortly with a new certificate program with new resources and some new events. So look out for details of our River View program. I should also say that as part of that will be our River View podcast, a brand new podcast dedicated to river that is also launching this year. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, do get in touch with us. It is ukinfo@cruising.org. But on behalf of the entire CLIA team, thanks for listening and have a very successful 2021.